right, boys.
The Moon Boys continue clenching their cheeks in fear of a reach-around surprise from the Baby Bears to push Bitcoin down to lower lows. Is this one metric showing that Bitcoin is about to do something big? Dare I say, extremely big. I'm your host, Sammy, scissor me sideways, and just like your father, I've been gone for a long time, and I may never come back. Hit that like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications, never miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. As well, I have one Twitter, one Instagram. The rest are all fake accounts. As well, if you're interested in any bonuses, make sure to check out everything below. Without any further ado, let's jump in. Absolutely bigger than big. So over the last few days, Bitcoin has absolutely traded around 40,000 US dollars, going a little itsy-bitsy above that and a little itsy-bitsy below that. But for the most part, price has gotten extremely, extremely tight and very reminiscent to a time back only about 2 years ago. So before we jump into the Bitcoin charts here, Bitcoin threatens 38,000 as the 3-day chart hints at a repeat to exactly 2 years ago back in March of 2020. But is this all just absolute gobbledygook? Or is it absolutely very, very big indeed? So fake outs to higher levels, which ended with Bitcoin coming full circle and liquidating both long and short positions, are a very normal behavior of the market at this point in the market, right? People are very used to that. Really all we've seen, actually, I guess you could summarize the last like 15 months as that, where it looks as though there's going to be a big breakout to the upside, maybe $70,000, $80,000 per Bitcoin. Or the opposite, a big breakdown, 20,000, 10,000 US dollars per Bitcoin, but neither of them have really happened, right? If you take a look at the last, we can just take a look pretty much for the last 427 days, or roughly 420 days, nice. Bitcoin is really just traded around 40K. If we would have to take a look, I bet if I even pulled out if we pull out the VPVR, the most volume would probably be right around here, right at exactly 40K, with the lows being around the 30K region and the highs being right around 58 or 60K. But 40 is like the center point of the last very, very long time, going all the way back to like October of 2020. So for the most part, we've seen this kind of be the baseline, 40K, and then we've seen fake outs up that immediately got brought back down, and then fake outs down that have gone back up. And now at this point, we're still, unfortunately, kind of in a sideways territory. So not really dumpy, but absolutely not pumpy at all. 3 daily Bitcoin candles are flirting with the 200-day moving average for the first time since the crash back 2 years ago. If this is a precursor to what the weekly candle is going to do, make sure you have enough powder to take advantage of the buying opportunity. The bounce can change your life. Material indicators warning here on Twitter. So, but one good piece of news is that whales from big whales or even small investors have been providing reasons to be cheerful as these buys keep on flowing in. 30,000 Bitcoin left Coinbase just a few days ago, while exchange reserves mimicked decreases seen in July and September immediately before big pumps, just like we see here. Okay, if we zoom in right here, you can see we saw very similar buys before we saw these big moves to the upside. And I still maintain, I think that's what is coming, but we are absolutely very crabby right now, meaning not bearish, not bullish, but just crabbish, meaning sideways. But 10 to 100 Bitcoin wallets are stacking like crazy, and their supply is getting parabolic. CEO of Muscovy Capital, Lex Moskovsky, said here, these guys have correctly sold the meat of the $10,000 to $50,000 Bitcoin moves. And just some optimistic, again, as well, even if we look on the weekly chart, you can see still this MACD is still slowly curving up. We've been following this for months now. It's still a part of a long ongoing process, obviously boring, but we're still maintaining these levels. We're maintaining these higher lows. And again, it's not even really necessary to talk about it day after day, which is why I haven't been posting day after day, because literally nothing has happened. Literally nothing has happened. And it's still part of this long ongoing process. Sometimes price action changes 20 times in a day, and sometimes it changes once in a month. So you have to, be able to adapt and recognize when the market is just kind of in a boring period, like right now. That doesn't mean you should just say, well, I give up on Bitcoin. Absolutely not. But it does mean sometimes it's silly to check the charts 60 times a day. Okay, I haven't been checking the charts, 20 times a day minimum like I was a couple of months ago. Okay, once or twice per day right now, more than adequate, because literally nothing has been happening. We're still in the middle of this kind of reach around to the upside here. So it's just really important to manage your time wisely. And staring at these charts, expecting Bitcoin to go to $80,000 tomorrow or $20,000 tomorrow, it's silly, because that's very, very unlikely. We're in the middle of still a slow consolidation, I think, before a big upside move. Again, I maintain the same thing. All looks very, it makes a lot of sense to me. If we get one more final dump before that big move to the upside, that is just as likely. I think one more final shakeout, just like we saw back in the summer of 2020. Now, as we enter the summer of 2021, now as we're getting close to entering the summer of 2022, could this be a similar situation here? But yeah, for the most part, we've seen a lot of these fake out shakeouts. That's really what it is. Fake out to the upside, fake out to the downside. And that's why Bitcoin has been just basically sideways for a very long time, since October, or really since the very beginning of 2021 as well. But again, this just highlights the point here. A top post on Reddit, Bitcoin is down 35% on the 1 year after a double peak and a new all-time high back in early November 2021. It's down ever since. Okay. He says, at what point do we call this crab salad? Just, not really pumpy and not really bumpy either, or not really pumpy or dumpy. Just kind of this weird consolidation that we haven't really seen too much of. Everyone's very fearful that we'll see a massive dump like we've seen in previous markets, but what if we don't this time? What if we have more crab markets before big bullish run-ups? Because realistically, long term, the only thing I think will happen with crypto, or Bitcoin specifically, is continued pumpy like we've always seen. But instead of that very drastic, damaging dumpy that we've always seen also, maybe we'll just see more sideways as well. Absolutely, we'll still get dumps. I mean, in fact, we've still dumped massively, even just the last few months, from 69, nice, down to the lows, over a 50% drop. That's still significant. And even before that, again, another 50% drop, 55% drop we faced only months before this one. So again, I think sideways is the name of the game here, as everybody is overanalyzing this market, saying, oh, we're going to dump down to zero, or we're going to pump to $1 trillion. Most likely, neither of them will be correct. And again, sideways, I think, before what ultimately I think will be just continued adoption and absolute massive gainers. And as well, Kevin O'Leary just mentioning here, he has like 20% of his portfolio in Bitcoin and crypto, millions of dollars, or 20% of his portfolio made up of crypto and blockchain. Very big. Remember, he was a huge skeptic, but people wisen up and they learn and think, wow, this is actually a great opportunity. And let me summarize this. Buying Bitcoin right now, I don't think you'll regret it in 5, 10, 20 years. In fact, the longer time goes on, the more you'll be happy that you bought it, just like has always been the case. And so using the new channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn those gives me these absolutely time-sensitive alerts as well. If you guys are interested in any bonuses, deals, trading, getting altcoins, securing your crypto, staking to earn rewards with our ADA pool here, make sure to check out all the links below. And as well, I have one Twitter and one Instagram, and they're both in the description. Every other account of me is fake. I'm not going to message you. If you get a message from me saying, hey, how's your trading going, or anything like that, it's not me, and it's never going to be me. It's a scammer. Without any further ado, that's it for me.